Oh, I guess we could talk about it real quick. So the big dubs for this game, right? So this package is coming out. Some of the ports, I don't know, I'm kind of iffy on, but at the end of the day, here's the thing. Let's talk about the big dubs from this this Marvel vs. Capcom package. Everybody's really excited about it. It's really cool, sure. Listen, if you're getting into this thing thinking Marvel vs. Capcom 4, I'd like you to kindly check your pulse. Go ahead and get some fucking help, dog. Because first of all, if you want that after the last one, you have a fucking problem. Second one, wake the fuck up, dog. Reality check real quick. This does not necessarily lead to that. Darkstalkers are not dead. I beg to differ. Listen, the big wins for this are and this one's a double play. All the hashtag free MVC2 people, they finally got a big W so they can chill on that shit now. They finally, you freed it. Good shit. The other side W with that is we no longer have to hear the screeching about free MVC2. Excellent. Jokes aside, the MVC2 part of this collection is the big deal because it's coming to Steam. So if there's a PC version of it, it almost doesn't even matter the port. I'm curious to see how the net play is going to be or how the package and what version they end up going with. Because this is, again, we talked about this, I think, in other videos and stuff too, but for legacy Capcom titles, legacy SNK titles, port versions and port differences are very, very vast. So the version that they pick for the collection kind of matters. But for the Marvel 2 version, because the closest that you can get to being able to net play the game and play it right now is mostly through Flycast, which is kind of like still in development. It's not perfect. It's highly imperfect right now, not preferred. Most recently got an update, but I haven't had a chance to mess around with it yet. But for Marvel 2 to be put on PC like that, that opens up a shitload of doors. First of all, it puts the game in the hands of the community. They kind of like, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking mods. Mods just because like, they can improve the package better than even the company can, in my mind, you know? And so I think that's a significant win because kind of what you saw with Marvel 3, once they dropped that on PC, kind of just a bunch of doors open, you know? The ability to improve net play, the ability to do whatever you want, really. You know, people are going to be throwing in, what's that shit called? The fucking creative character. They're going to be throwing Mugen characters and shit like that into the game. Like, whatever, bro. Have fun with it. But that's a game that hasn't really had that same opportunity yet. It's mostly been based off of, like, emulation, you know, Dreamcast and whether it's Dreamcast or arcade port, etc. An official release of that game, obviously what comes with this versus the current status quo, and I guess we can get to that point, is the rest of the package does not really offer anything terribly new that you don't already have through Fightcade. Is one thing. Now, obviously, an official release that's on console like this is going to give people who aren't necessarily down to go download an emulator, download this client or whatever, or for whatever reason are just like stuck on console, they don't really like want to play on the computer, whatever dumb reason they have, you know. That opens the door for a lot of people to purchase the game, tap in for a few weeks, you know, play casually. It's all been done before, man. This happened in early PS3, Xbox 360 generation as well, right? So I expect a kind of similar kind of timeline. It'll be cool for a few weeks seeing people, you know, get back into some of these games the way they used to, or get over the nostalgia trip, let's say. What I'm thinking is this creates an interesting situation. If you guys don't know, EVO 2024 this year is the 20th anniversary of Moment 37. They're running Third Strike on arcade boards. They're going like, we're getting pretty authentic with this shit, right? So with that throwback game slot, what I'm thinking is, if there is a new collection that has MVC2 in addition to all the other Versus games outside of, you know, the CVS ones and TVC, what I'm thinking is this probably creates a possibility for that throwback slot next year's EVO to be run on this version that they're about to release, Marvel 2. Now that's good and bad, right? The bad thing is, okay, well, what if the version sucks? What if the port sucks? What if the collection's not up to snuff? Especially with Marvel 2, that's a game that has had a lot of port issues, whether you're talking about the arcade version versus Dreamcast versus PS2 and Xbox, or PS2, Xbox versus even PS3 360. Those are different, you know, those have some weird differences too. It does create a situation where if the game is an EVO title like that, maybe whatever issues players have with it, Capcom can make an effort to fix. If it's a selected title for next year. I don't really expect anything on the like, oh, this is gonna mean Disney and them are working together, they're close. I don't really put too much stake into all that, you know. The future, I'm not really trying to think about that too much. It's okay to just enjoy the games that, you know, for what they are. They're fun. You can just mess around with them and have fun, like, you know, like you always could, but they're cool games. They're fun to just mess around in, even, you know. Yeah, this creates the potential potential for a lot of people to kind of just, you know, get their feet wet again, enjoy the nostalgia of it beyond that. But also, this opens maybe up a potential slot at EVO for the game, an avenue to improve the package there, alongside what the community will do probably with MVC2 on PC. Yeah, I guess what I would say is, if they're at least willing to have the conversation with Marvel about this kind of thing, hopefully they see the potential in doing one for Capcom vs. SNK. And especially if you're looking at the Fatal Fury characters that are in Street Fighter 6 now, I mean, I think that'd be cool, being able to get those. The big thing is, can you get them on Steam? Can you get them on PC for at minimum a limited amount of time? Because the thing is, even if the port sucks and stuff, the community, I think, can do the heavy lifting after that in terms of getting it up to snuff. It's why, like, net play and shit, I'm not too worried about it, because you have enough people in the community who are engineers at that shit to where if there's an issue, I feel like they'll address it. You know what I mean? Maybe a CVS collection. I think you're looking at the other stuff, right? I mean, CVS 2 could benefit from it. I'm not sure how many people actually like really want to go back and play some of those. It's good for the people that currently play. But I was talking about that a little while ago. Like, I don't feel like new gen is interested in playing old games like that, or even just like to casually just like learn about them. You know, it doesn't seem that way. But anyway, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. I'll holler at y'all later.